to the Dorado County Veterans Monument 9th Annual Veterans Day Ceremony, sponsored by the Friends of Dorado County Veterans Monument of Placerville. I am deeply humbled and privileged to be here today as your Master of Ceremony. I am Lieutenant Colonel Tim Thompson. I served in the Navy, and then I served also in the Army National Guard for a total of 37 years. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome you here to serve as your Master of Ceremonies. As you notice, we have a little cloud cover today, and we're hoping that it will lift later in the service and we'll be able to have our flyby when it does lift. It was President Theodore Roosevelt who said, "It is not the critic that counts, not the man who points out how the strong could have done better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who may err and come up short again and again, who knows the great enthusiasm with great devotion and spends himself in a worthy cause, who at least knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least he fails doing greatly, so that his place shall never be among those of the old and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat." At this time, we would like to recognize any recipients: the Congressional Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Navy Cross, or the Air Force Cross. We have those men and women of valor with us. Please stand, be recognized. United States Air Force, Brigadier General Ball from the California Air National Guard, and Major General Kathy Thomas from the United States Air Force. In a moment, I have the privilege of introducing General Ball to you. General Ball comes, and I'm very thankful that he was willing to step in as our speaker. General Don Courier, Brigadier General Don Courier, was going to be with us. Don and I started in the Army together as lieutenants, and of course he went up a little faster and better than I did. But his dear brother, Major General Terry Green, was killed in Afghanistan. And when I learned this and talked with Don, I said, "Don, you need to be back there with his wife." They went through the War College together. And so that's one reason he's not here today, and Brigadier General Ball has graciously stepped in to be our speaker. General Ball was commissioned in 1980 as a distinguished graduate from the Air National Guard Academy of the Military Science. He graduated from undergraduate pilot training at Williams Air Force Base in Arizona in 1982. General Ball flew the F-4 from 1982 to 1993, the KC-135 from 1993 to 2006, and during his last assignment, General Ball flew the Predator, a remotely piloted aircraft. General Ball is a command pilot with over 5,000 flying hours. So please welcome our speaker today, Brigadier General Ball.
And thank you for the kind introduction. A couple of folks I'd like to thank. First, retired Lieutenant Colonel Chaplain Tim Thompson, who managed to give me a last-minute phone call and asked me to come up here, which I'm grateful for. Also for Rich Buchanan, our retired Marine Corps Navy Cross recipient, and he did a lot of the coordination here also for me. As a former Marine, he'd probably hold me to task if I didn't mention that yesterday was the 239th birthday of the Marine Corps. So happy birthday. To our DBs, distinguished visitor, civilian, and military, thank you so much for your support of this event. It's obviously very, very well organized, and it's a very important community event to recognize our vets. So thank you for what you do for the community. And then most important, for the friends, family, acquaintances, and just flat patriots that are here today, Thank you for being here to remember our veterans and to reclaim the importance of what that service really means. During a Veterans Day speech, President John F. Kennedy said, "In an age that threatens the survival of freedom, we join together to honor those who made freedom possible." Well, more than half a century later, we still face dangerous challenges in our world. One thing has not changed, though: courageous veterans who have demonstrated the courage and sacrifice for the common good. This includes our brave men and women who are serving in the National Guard. These citizen soldiers and citizen airmen hold jobs, attend school, and commit themselves to annual training and other rigors of the military. Although the National Guard may not be their full-time avocation, it is their full-time devotion. The National Guard has helped maintain the peace and security of our nation for over 377 years. Citizen soldiers and citizen airmen of today's National Guard can transition from the working force to the defensive or fighting force with grace and resiliency. They can tackle a myriad of challenges throughout the world and in the state and in the nation. National Guard members have to date supported nearly 770,000 overseas deployments during the 13 years of large-scale combat operations since 9/11. On a daily basis, 6,300 Guard members on average have supported domestic emergency missions in the last 6 years. That's the nature of what we do for the nation and for the state. But today, the National Guard finds itself at a strategic inflection point. We must transition from combat operations. We must adjust to steep, deep, and abrupt defense cuts. We must prepare to face a new and challenging security environment, both at home and abroad. That includes everything from the Ebola virus to ISIL. Certainly more national security challenges are coming. Taken together, what the National Guard must do to fight our nation's wars, protect our homeland, and build partnerships is no small task. Successfully adapting to the diverse, unpredictable demands of the future will be critical, not just for the Guard, but also for the nation, the state, and our partners. We must continue to be exceptionally well-led, well-trained, and well-equipped. We must continue to be ready, to have ready people, ready capabilities, and exceptional partnerships. We must also continue to keep the faith with our troops, our force, our families, and our neighbors. We must continue to honor our fallen patriots and wounded warriors by supporting their families and helping them integrate into their communities after deployment. The hundreds of thousands of service members and their families out there deserve and need that help. Quick story: based in the heart of Silicon Valley, the California National Guard's 129th Rescue Wing carries out one of the best missions in the entire Air Force. They save lives. Out of 1,007 lives that they have saved, both in the homeland and in combat situations abroad, the 4 most recent lives saved come to mind. In early April, the 129th dropped a 4-man Guardian Angel pararescue team into the open ocean almost 1,000 miles off Cabo San Lucas to bring critical aid to the stranded family of 4 with a severely ill 1-year-old child. This successful multi-day complex mission involved almost 1,000 members of the 129th, and don't miss this, 2/3 of them were part-time, wearing their uniform as traditional guardsmen. This is what our soldiers and airmen bring to the fight. Close to 700 citizen airmen from the 129th, leaving behind their full-time jobs and their families at a moment's notice to carry out their unit's life-saving mission. And they do the same thing when they deploy. This is the caliber of the men and women who serve in your California National Guard. So today, let us together honor the brave American men and women serving in Europe, Africa, the Pacific, Middle East, and other locations all around the globe. Let us remember more than 12,000 National Guard soldiers and airmen. Let us remember thousands of service members who were wounded in action in Iraq and Afghanistan. Let us never forget the thousands more who paid the ultimate sacrifice during those conflicts who cannot be with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you stand for a brief moment of silence and prayer to wish to honor all moments, days, and years of our veterans our members and our families that serve and sacrifice the mission. Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to close today with an honest poem called Dorado County, just the last stanza. It ties very well into the quote from John F. Kennedy. And it goes like this. Our greatest achievement is that we're still free. Please take time and ponder the cause that to be. To all of our service members here today, all of our supporters, all of the patrons out there, I say thank you. God bless you.